Okay, hello everyone.
Hello everyone. I might have allergies once in a while because we have an army of Tempacs walking. The backyard is
It's like white fluffy things everywhere.
in the break because we had the one video moment ago and she went outside. I'm going and she's laying and looking at the flying angels above her.
It's pretty. Like I know for people with allergies, it's not so nice to look at, but I laid down because I was enjoying watching it dance in the sky.
And the dogs were happy and she was laying on the deck and in the evening dress.
It's a beautiful day outside. Just a quick thank you to everybody that wrote in and left questions, submissions. Thank you so much for that. If you would like to submit one for next time, they can go to psychicvioletta.questions@gmail.com.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your comments with questions, and thank you for donations. Thank you for your bookings and likes and being with us. Okay.
So we had a couple questions in the live stream that were really good that we wanted to share here. So the first was on Mitch McConnell.
Yes, how long he will stay. And I had the vision that he is fainting and pulling the tablecloth on him. And I think it looks like a stroke. So he might be dismissed earlier than he thinks.
And the card she pulled for that one was the High Priestess.
That my intuition is correct. The Death card was the second, so closing one paragraph of his life and opening another. And
King of Swords.
King of Swords, so he might have to go for some operation or some dramatic event in his life. Mm-hmm. And he might be as well taken to the dry cleaners because of the legal things. So we have the judge, the King of Swords. We will see.
And then a second question that got asked during there was to do with Weisselberg and if will he flip? Has he already flipped?
And before they ask me, I had the question to tell that Alan Weisselberg, as I predicted, will be postponing cooperation but pretending that he has some memory problems, but eventually he will come back. And the first card was,
I know I didn't write down the exact what the cards were. Somehow I messed this up this time because I was fighting with a pen, but to do with worrying about him and his kids,
the first it was about worrying that the 10 of coins, and then it was the
3 of swords.
So he will be cheating and then fulfilling the dream, so that the lawyers will get out of him all the informations. But he might not get out completely clean out of that Trump Tower. The sentence might be lower, but they will have to. He is not completely going to be cooperative. It's not like Cohen. He switched completely. This one is kind of, I want to protect Don.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So then my first question today is from Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
And she was looking, as of now, 11% of the Canadian population has been vaccinated. I went back because I actually realized I didn't know the numbers. 61% of Canada has received at least one dose, but fully vaccinated is around 11% of the Canadian population is fully vaccinated. The U.S. has about 45% vaccinated. So her question is, when will the U.S.-Canadian border be reopened? Do you see it happening this year or next year?
Okay. I think I answered that long time ago, and I said I see opening in August. That wouldn't be next year. I think it will be more like this year. They will start doing some openings.
I'm sure they would love to have it open for the Calgary Stampede.
Well, I know people who are still traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So
1, 2, 3.
They are ready like the horses on the right, so they hold the horses, and maybe stampede will be one of the reasons that they have to open some borders. They will take casualties, they will cheat, so they will because those two countries are friendly and they want to have the good relationship, so they will open the borders a little bit early, because a lot of people, at least in Canada, is vaccinated at least once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a good portion has the first dose and just the second dose.
So it is. I had the first dose, my husband had the second. He was sick for a few days. He was feeling today even iffy, but a week ago he was vaccinated. And I don't want to lose any energy, so after the first vaccine I was so sick, I told my doctor, and he said, wait a little bit and then go for the second. So I'm still waiting. Mm-hmm. But they are giving us promotions as well. We can win millions of dollars.
Yeah, they've opened a
lottery, which is good.
It's opened up more debates, for sure.
It will be more people, but... okay, you have another...
There's lots of opinions right now in Alberta, too. That's for sure.
Oh, yes, so many people are afraid.
A lot of us do believe that, like, the only reason that we've... I mean, I don't want this taken the wrong way, because I am so grateful that Alberta is starting to reopen, because especially for my own personal job and everything. Plus, I think it's good for people's mental health. But there is a lot of kind of conspiracy that the only reason that Alberta is getting to reopen is so that the Calgary Stampede can happen. Mm-hmm. Okay, from Sue, and I love this question. How do the divine/God feel about witches, pagan, witchcraft, spells, and casting?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
We have that tree that Roman. My son was in kindergarten, and he brought the little tree. He planted in our first house when we were moving. He made us to move that tree over here. The tree is humongous.
It's
huge, and my husband is cutting all the time, and the tree has a face on it. You know that. So there is a spirit in that tree. I'm always seeing when the tree are getting more greens, Roman is doing better in his life. So that's kind of always symbol for me that he is doing better in the springtime when the tree is kind of growing. And this year it's not as growing as the others, so he is kind of
he's at a bit of a standstill right now.
I think the divine wants us to believe in the magic no matter what, in the goodness, and respecting the nature, respecting the abilities, respecting what we don't know, what we expect, and accept that, which is not always for the bad, for good as well. So, I told you once the story, I think I told that on the live stream, that my mom left me and my younger brother, and she went to the cinema, and there was horrific storm, and we were in the little corridor, and and I couldn't close the windows. I was probably 8, and he is crying. Oh, this guy could cry. He could. Walking siren, we were calling him. And I told him, if you don't shut up, my girlfriend's witches will come and take you away. I'm young. My mom came in, and he told her that Violetta has a witch's sisters, and they will come to take me. I couldn't explain it, but I was not afraid of them. And my mom said, why would you say something like this? I said, because if I said that they are my sisters, they will protect me. So you see, you can actually negotiate with the divine sometimes to feel protected, and that's what people are after. if the kid's so small and scared like me that time, don't know what to do. I didn't know anything about witches, but I knew only that they are flying on the broomsticks. My mom was once sweeping the outside, and my husband came from work, and she has the broomstick, and he asked her, "Mommy is flying away." Oh my gosh, my mom, who didn't have any sense of humor, she's like Queen Elizabeth, no sense of humor. He was very, very upset. He called her a witch, kind of. So it is something that gives us ability to feel connected with the divine, connected with something that we don't know. And as long as it's used for a good reason, I don't see anything bad about this. When people are confused, feeling vulnerable, feeling powerless, the family, worry about the family, they want to be with the winners, and that's when they let them to come into the life, and they negotiate and they feel protected. Nothing I see wrong. And I know that tree has the face on it, and I feel it's for protection for this house.
And I'm actually going to add on to this. As a lot of you guys know, I'm still kind of exploring. I'm still learning. I'm still educating myself on different things from tarot and kind of beyond. And I actually have this book. I'm still in the process of reading it. As you can see, I'm not done. I saw my bookmark in place. This book is amazing. It actually goes through the history of where like a lot of things come, including witchcraft, shamanism, and everything. And it's called Natural Magic. It's by a lady named Pamela Ball. If you ever have any curiosities about like wanting to read more on the history and stuff, 100%, this book is amazing, and I'm still not even done it, and I just really enjoy it, and it takes you through a lot of different things, and you know, it gave me a different perspective on witchcraft than I ever have before. And I think especially from growing up in a Christian household, you know, we're kind of taught witches are bad, to the point of like I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter when I was younger, just to
not let you to be exposed, to something.
Yeah, and it's fine. You know, I understand where my mom was coming from, and that's fine. But this has kind of differently opened my mind to something different, and I just think it's really beautiful, and I just wanted to share that. So thank you, Sue, for that question. I thought that was such a great one to
huge
open it up.
Books before, but I went through them and I sold them at the store eventually because they were very big ones, and the history and the pictures were wonderful. This one doesn't have the pictures as much, and the other ones were so colorful and full of history, and
it has like little ones, but not a lot.
It has
that one
engravings. Albums for the table, and it was great.
So thank you, Sue, for that question.
I wish I knew you that time.
Right?
Yeah. But of course,
better than late than never, I guess.
Where have you been?
Hiding under a rock, apparently. Okay, from Lynn. Do you see Washington State going into lockdown again because of the Delta variant that's now come out? Or will the Moderna, Pfizer vaccines continue to provide protection?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
I see a Lincoln monument, and I think his legs are a little bit open, but not too open.
Okay.
So they might be open, but some part will be closed. Because
so some restrictions.
I think his legs are on the bottom cross.
Are they? I think. Oh! Sorry, there's dogs underneath me.
Can you check?
I think they're like, they line up with the.
With the tail, yeah.
Check.
Because it will be like that. The magic will prevail. So everything will be going fast, and now good plans and sharing. I think everything will be good. The Lincoln monument.
Oops, sorry, I'm trying to.
So he has the open legs across on the bottom.
Here?
Oh, they are kind of parallel, not too open, not too close. It's odd. Like, you know, he will be people will be maybe getting some restrictions, but not too much. That's what.
That completely makes sense as a vision.
I don't remember the picture, but I thought that his legs are crossed on the bottom, but they are not, so they will be more open all the time.
Okay. It was good, Lid. Perfect. Sorry, I'm catching the fluffy things as I see them.
We have so much the fluffy thing outside.
I know, I just keep grabbing them when I see them and pushing them down.
I call them angels.
Oh, okay. No, they're cute. Okay, another one from Jenny. In a recent poll, 29% of Republicans believe that Don Don will be reinstated in the White House in August. If/when this does not happen, will Don Don lose some of his die-hard followers? What percentage will finally abandon him?
Oh. 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Excuse me. They will be going up like the wind I have in the flower garden, that little
The pinwheel.
pinwheel. That's pinwheel?
Yeah.
Pinwheel? That's for flower, for wind.
Yeah, like the ones you guys can get for like kids, and you blow and then it makes go round and round, and they're.
I have that with the flowers, so I know when there is a wind or when it's not.
I'm questioning myself now. Pinwheel?
No, windmill, little wind thing. And closing paragraph of him, they will be worried. Some strong will stay, but 8% may stay. And 13 will leave. Yes, 9, 7 will be kind of very disappointed, depressed. But 13% will leave and 8 will stay. If I can read the numbers from the cards.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Okay, from Cheryl. As more evidence comes out and his actions about Don Don's illegal acts as president, will Merrick Garland eventually investigate and prosecute Don Don? The American people need to see justice, so that the next Don Don that comes along will know that he will be prosecuted for any illegal action.
Republicans are already thinking about prosecuting Biden, not knowing about what, but they want to prosecute him. So that's the bad side of that sword, Merritt wants to be on the right side. Would he be prosecuting?
3.
It's like you will put through all the cards, you will put the string and they will be connected some ways and you can pull them but not changing. So it is something that will be connected until all the dots will be connected, then he will kind of go. Everything will have to be so sad and memories and looking for all the distraction. He will then fulfill his dreams, but he has to be sure that he has everything on the paper and he has enough power to attack Don Don. So it is not before. He might use other sources like the New York court to punish him, and so on and so on. Don Don had the birthday on the 15th, I think, and there was not that many people on his birthday. So that shows how he is getting lower and lower in the status.
I even knew it was his birthday.
Yeah,
normally there's things about it.
I was surprised he's in New Jersey on his court, and apparently I just saw Don Jr.'s girlfriend there. But I didn't see Ivanka, I didn't see Kushner, I didn't see any. Melania wasn't there, so I don't know. It was like he was crashing someone else's birthday, not his, but they were singing to him, happy birthday. Poor boy.
I know there's actually part of me that's kind of sympathetic. I'm like, that's kind of rough to not spend your birthday with loved ones.
It is, but he was making such a big ostentations parties.
Yeah.
So now it must be hard for him.
Okay, from Nancy, can you read on Canada's Ontario Premier Doug Ford? Will he be voted back in, or what do you see on him?
Many of you probably remember his brother, John. He died, John Ford, but he was, before Don was on the arena of jokes,
Ontario. I think he was mayor at the time, wasn't he?
Mayor
of Toronto.
There
was
was
like cocaine and there was so much drama following him. So now his brother, Doug
and
Ford.
so many people loved him because he was so colorful.
Yeah.
And he was doing the craziest things. His bigger brother, was protecting him. Now he is governor of...
so now Doug Ford is now the Ontario Premier, and I guess he's been causing a lot of waves there just with like how he's handled restrictions and things like that. Yeah.
Would he be re-elected, yes?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
He might. I see a monkey climbing on the umbrella stick. So he can do the monkey tricks. Some people loves him because he is the macho guy. Tough, and opinionated and so on. He is very lonely. He is doing everything on his own. It looks like he might still be in power.
I guess it also depends on who runs against him, like what your options end up being. He might still end up being like a lesser of evils, as they say.
Yeah, but he is the climbing monkey.
Yes, I like that image. Okay, one more from...
Umbrella is open down this way, but he is climbing and he can do whatever trick he wants to do with the umbrella, maybe even giving some protection to people.
So I have one more from Nancy, and she's asking, can you read on Nathanael Veltman, who has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder? This is the young man, he's 20. He ran down a Muslim family and killed 4 of them, and apparently he laughed during his arrest. Little background can be found on him due to a lack of presence online. Like apparently he had almost, which is like...
unusual for young kids.
It's very unusual for like a young person, and apparently from some of the research from the link that she sent me and the looking I did, apparently it's very unusual for somebody who kills like that to have such a lower
profile,
like presence on social media. So
and show the picture of him. She showed me the picture, and I right away saw influence of his peers who are much older than him. They are fishers, hunters, and he is a follower. He is pleaser. He want to impress them. I feel sorry for him. I know that what he did, it was unacceptable, but I feel that the way he was growing up, that has so much to do his mentality. I didn't know that he didn't have any exposed to internet, but I don't think he even had a girlfriend. So he wanted to impress his buddies, maybe all the grandfather, uncles, brothers, whoever was in the group that was close to him, who was not internet savvy, and he let himself to think that he will be a hero for them for one day. That's my feeling, and he did horrific thing, killing 4 people and leaving 1 boy.
3.
And what was the question?
Can you read on him?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He was cheated. He was cheated by those guys because they were planting him, making him to work hard, to do whatever they wanted. And he did the job that he thought that they would do it because they are haters. They are haters, and they should be the one who should be punished as well for making him to be the seat of their gatherings. I'm very sorry for that young man, and
For the members of the family,
the
for that
whole
poor young
family,
boy.
for the whole family being executed the way that he drove into them and killed them. But the problem is to make sure that those kids are not brought up that way, you know.
It's like
To
that
little
hate thing
for
that
no
sometimes
reason.
people post on social media, and I really love it. When moms post, and it says something along the effect of, "I promise to teach my babies to love your babies," and that is. It's so important that that's how we need to be raising our kids these days. Like,
Yeah, and we have to make sure that those kids love it, because he is a kid, and they should actually punish all those who influenced him. They should, and as much as he will be punished, he is a project. They did a good job doing that. They are the ones who are guilty. So they should be punished as much as the young man, because hate shouldn't be, the kids shouldn't be fed with the hate at family, and that's what causing so many dramas in USA as well. They are creating hate and hate and hate.
yeah. Okay.
And I'm sorry for the Muslim, family, and
Yeah.
our prayers for them. And for that little boy who survived.
Yes. From Paul. Sorry. Apparently there were crystals from the Atlantis temples that were saved and placed under Magnetic Mount in Arkansas, along with 2 other giant ones. Will these crystals ever be brought to the surface and placed in a temple to be built in the future? Well, so basically these crystals that may have been saved from Atlantis, will they ever be found?
Okay, I don't know if they are the same crystal heads that they are looking. I hid it today. One moment ago, one of them I didn't.
It sounds like they're quite giant.
Giant crystals. Okay. And what is the question? Would they be?
Will they ever be found? Yeah, and brought to the surface.
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Another project for Oak Island's producers to look for something like that. They will have to look for it, and they have to be guided. Yes, someone very important who is financially stable, battle for it. I don't know if they will be able to find this so easy, because it's so hard to have that battle to find it. But they are somewhere there. So I don't think they will be found, not in my lifetime.
Okay. And then I actually have one more somewhat related to Atlantis from Charles. When Atlantis was destroyed, lost, about the same time, that was when... about the same time that Göbekli Tepe, it's a temple near Turkey, came into existence. Is there a connection between this temple and Atlantis? Was there a transfer of knowledge?
And this was the oldest temple in the world that they discovered. So I did a video about this over a year and a half ago, because Janet Brooks asked me about this, and I know because she gave me the iPad that time, and I did and I said that it was a laboratory for genetically producing people, a mixture of animals, and the same was in Egypt where the Sphinx is. That's my opinion, and I'm stuck with it. But
so do you believe that there could be a connection between Atlantis and this temple?
Okay, 3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
The same connection as we have when we are waking up in the morning and looking at the sun and the moon. They had the same kind of culture, the same connection, partnership. Somehow the freedom was taken away from them, the lives were taken away, and just the ruins are staying, and people were leaving that area. So that's something that we might never completely know more, but I have the feeling that there was connection, the lovers.
Okay. My last one is from Anne.
And I saw sun and moon, so it is symbol of, when my husband came to Canada, I said at least we will be looking at the same sun and the same moon every day, maybe different weather, but you have to be connected somehow, and I felt that way it was connecting us. For 9 months we were separated, so it is the same connection, that they were connected somehow.
That's really beautiful. I wasn't.
Oh yeah, so you don't know how romantic is my husband. We are both, but
Sometimes
he's
I'm
far
just,
more.
not emotionally prepared for things that we talk about in these
He's
videos.
far more romantic than I am, I think. Hello, honey.
And thank you again, Tato, for rescuing me when I got locked out of the house. He was my knight in shining armor and showed up with the spare key.
It was supposed to be, but it will take me too long.
Okay, from Anne. Will the nurses who walked out will the nurses who walked out or were suspended from their jobs at United Methodist Hospital in Texas, they were suspended or they walked out for not getting their a mandated vaccine, will they win their lawsuit that they've put in?
3 cards.
1, 2, 3.
Waiting room, empty chairs, folding chairs. Well, that can be translated in. They have to wait. They don't have too many nurses to pick from, because there is a shortage of nurses probably. And the empty chairs, so I don't think they will be charged with, they will be the stars, people will be protecting them, they will be giving them some money, they will have the lawsuit. It's not going to be easy, but 3 more cards.
1,
We may wait
2,
and wait.
3.
Yeah. Actually, they will be survivors. They will survive. They will be on the horse and they will be pampered, because they have the rights to refuse, and they will be taking chances. So that's something that they have the rights not to be vaccinated. And so you see, I know that Canada had to sign contract before she bought those vaccines, that they are not going to sue Pfizer or Moderna or Johnson & Johnson. So there's always the gray area, and those nurses might have the rights to do what they are doing, and I think they will be protected.
It's hard because one way or another, it comes down to a battle of your freedom.
Yeah. And the more people will be pushing, the more will be rebellions. So that's.
I just believe that everyone should have the freedom to make their own choice, one way or the other.
And I saw the folding chairs in the waiting room, about 4. So it's going to take probably a long time to go with it. Okay. We have to pray for the best outcome of the vaccines, that people will be safe and there will be no side effects. Because those nurses might have to know something that we don't know, and when they are standing so strong, but that's their opinion. We want to pray for safety of the Senate and talk today between Biden and Putin, for safety of the world, for security, for nice community in the world, that everyone will be supportive of each other, protective, and the environment will be in a better place eventually, that people will give the better.
That good positive changes can come out of it.
Yes, and something good will come out. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Thank you for watching again, and thank you for your likes and subscriptions. And we are. Tracy is going to do 2 more videos with me on live stream, and then Cheryl will be doing. But we are just thinking about looking into the streaming on
doing a public live stream so that everybody can see it on Fridays. When I hopefully have days off.
Yeah, we have to decide what hours, but it will be in the evening Fridays after I come back from work.
So look forward to that.
Okay, see you. Bye.
All right, thanks everyone.